What's up, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 221. I don't know, I'm making a guess.
You got it.
We're going back in time, apparently, because we're recording this one live for some reason.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's okay, because it's going to be an extremely busy week for me, so.
yeah, that was kind of my other thing, is I didn't know what you were doing this week, and it's a lot simpler to just get it done when we know we both have time right now.
I don't know if I'm going to be overtime. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, I am so nervous about what's going to be going on, because we're bringing in water early, and we're super way behind on the burning part, and it's all because we decided we need to put in a tile line at, last minute, and that put us way behind. So
should have bought a flamethrower. Maybe you wouldn't be behind. A better one. Better one.
I mean, I suggested we bought a helicopter and attach napalm to it, but no.
Napalm might be a bit aggressive.
I mean, it would burn them.
I think it would burn a lot more than the ditch.
That's the issue, is like, it doesn't matter. We have a flamethrower, but we can't get shit to burn because it's been wet here. Like, it's just, we have high relative humidity, so usually we get a little breeze and it's dry, and you just start one end of the pile and it just burns all the way through and you're good to go. You can move on, But not this year. It's just been a royal pain in the ass.
It's because we've actually had, like, precipitation this year.
Yeah. Well, we had it last year, too. We got, like, 5 inches of rain in a day and a half, which grew the weeds like crazy.
Well, see, we had that in a day and a half, but we're getting rain, like, every week this year. It's not like one big rainstorm. It's just a bunch of rain. It's weird. I hate it. Well, I love it, but most people hate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice once you don't have to burn nothing,
I hate it because rain here is cold.
Yeah, that's true.
Where's my good, like, kind of warm rain? And I don't even mean warm. Like, give me a 50-degree day and rainy, but just not, like, freezing cold rain. Because here it'll be 50, but the raindrops themselves are 33 degrees. They're just barely not snow. That's the worst.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It could be 99 degrees here and raining, and the rain still feels like it's borderline freezing.
Yeah, it's awful. It's the worst.
Yeah. It's just because we're such high elevation.
So, as if you don't have enough stuff going on this summer.
Okay.
You don't play softball?
What day?
I don't know. I'd have to double check with stuff. The T-Town.
Oh. Yes. Okay. So that league, I'm guessing it's probably on Sundays.
Is it?
Probably.
That would be atrocious.
But if it was on Monday or Saturday or literally any other
right. I should look into it, because Sundays would suck.
Yeah.
But softball.
Yeah, because that's why I haven't done the softball yet. It's because they always have it on Sunday, and I have game nights on Sundays.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I would love to, actually.
Sick. See, because I think me and you should try to assemble a team. Just our own team. Get like Cody. Maybe get Greg and Heather. I feel like if it wasn't on Sundays, you could convince a lot of the certain game night folks. There's one I wouldn't want to convince, but you don't really have to worry about that in summer anyways. He gets busy.
2 of them are technically already on the softball team in Torrington. T-Town.
Really? Well, it's too late now. You already said it, so don't need to correct yourself.
Anyway. But yeah, they're already on a team. So, or they were last year. I don't know if they are this year or not, but I don't know. I've always wanted to, but I would have to we'd have to go shopping.
I'm down. So I have to buy a new bat, but I got to figure out what the rules are for them, because I don't know. Well, so a lot of like softball leagues, even for adults require you to use a softball bat, and I don't want to. I want to use baseball bat because they're better. But if they're going to require that and I'm going to spend the money, I'll just buy a softball bat. But
when I subbed like one time, I think everybody used there was quite a few people that used baseball.
I just don't know what their rules are. I'd have to look into it a little more.
Yeah.
But just that's something to think about. We got to go get you a mitt is what you're saying, huh?
Yep. Mitt and probably a bat.
See, we could just go halvesies on a bat, I think, which was probably smart because a bat's like $300-400. Let's just go halvesies. Because when are you going to go play baseball without me, and almost vice versa?
True.
I'd use it here because I have the stupid little thing set up and a pitching machine, so I can hit it and make the dog go chase the ball. It's a good time.
True.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The bat, we could go halvesies, but your own mitt would probably be a good idea.
Yeah. So, the funny shit I was going to tell you about.
Yeah, you got funny shit before we get into the 3 actually huge topics we have to talk about this week.
So this won't take very long. But, so anyway, so Cody's brother, Bailey, and my cousin by marriage, Ashley, graduated out of Chadron State College.
Jesus, really?
Yes.
Good God. We're old.
So, but anyway, the funny part, Cody also graduated out of there.
Okay.
And he graduated during COVID and never got to walk and never had commencements or whatever you call those.
Yeah.
Call that. So Bailey, his brother, came up with a hilarious joke.
Oh no.
He calls the college and says, "Hey, I have a question for you." And they said, "Okay, what's the question?" And he goes, "My brother graduated from there 4 years ago during COVID and never got to walk. And I was wondering if you could possibly make it so that he could walk this year." And they're like, I don't know, hold on. So she puts him on hold, talks to other people, gets back on and goes, "Well, technically we did do something like this a year later for the kids that didn't get to walk the year before." And then Bailey's like, "Well, my brother didn't know about that. He never got to do it. And it would be really, really special for his family if he would get to walk today." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, I think we can do that. Just send us all of his measurements and we'll look up, make sure he graduated from here." So she's like, "Hold on a second." So she looks it up and goes, "Oh yeah, he graduated from here. He's got a whole bunch of honors and blah, blah, blah. So we'll get all those stickers and, seals ordered and stuff like that. And yeah, you could pick up the stuff tomorrow, technically, because the guy will be here." And so Cody has no idea this is happening.
Nice.
So he walked today, technically. He didn't know about this until the day before yesterday. They're like, "Oh, yeah, by the way, since you're going to be up there, we already got your gown and stuff. You're walking also." And he's like, "Ha ha, very funny." And they're like, "No, we're serious. We're picking up your stuff Friday," which would be the next day.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, no, we're 100% serious. You are walking. We already got the cleared. They got all your honors pulled up. Everything's." So then he calls me in a panic. "I don't want to walk. I'm not. I'll be walking with a whole bunch of people I don't even know, and they're like 5 years younger than me. I don't know what." And he's like just freaking out. He's like, "I'm thinking about saying I shit myself or something, so I don't have to walk." It's fun. And I'm like, "Cody, just walk. It's not that big a deal." And he's like super nervous about it for no reason. And so he it's just funny. I'm just cracking up because I'm like, I can't believe Bailey come up with this. Like I just can't believe he actually followed through and came up with this and pulled this off, But anyway, yeah, he's like, and so I was talking to him today after it got done, and he's like, it was pretty awkward because he's sitting, with a bunch of other people, and there's like, you know, a teaching section or whatever where all these students are going to graduate and go be teachers or whatever. So they're sitting there, and he starts talking to this gal who's like, yeah, you know, once we graduate here, teaching is like nothing like, you know, they teach you, you know, there's so much differences. You got to watch out for this, and this, and you know, parents can be like this sometimes, and Cody's just sitting there like, yep, yep. Technically, and he's like, well, I know about all this stuff already. And she's like, oh, you know, she's like, oh, well, you know, who told you about this stuff, and you know, where'd you learn it? And he's like, technically, I'm a full-time teacher. I teach third grade. I am a teacher already.
I graduated 4 years ago. I
graduated 4 years ago, and she's like, huh? What are you doing here then? Why are you here? So she's super confused and like concerned, and he's like, so he had to go through and tell everybody this story again. And so, you know, he has them all cracking up, you know, but it was funny. He got it walked, but apparently he was so nervous last night that like he was like throwing up and stuff. Like he was that nervous.
That's insane.
He was like,
it's just he was a prank.
So ready for like
a prank.
He was so ready for like the candid camera stuff to pop out, you know?
Yeah.
And I was telling Cody, I was like, so what if they like got you all this gown stuff and then you get out there and you sit down and they never call you?
That would have been so much funnier.
He never called to begin with, and you're just sitting there all alone after everybody's walked through. Could you imagine?
That would have been so much better.
Oh, that would have been so bad, though.
So did you go to this graduation since you were...
I didn't, no.
Okay.
I didn't feel like sitting 2 hours in a hot gym because they warned everybody, hey, our AC is broke down.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be really hot in there. So they had, I guess they had doors open and stuff, but it was hot in there.
Bro's cooking.
I'm glad I didn't go. But I swung through. They had technically a graduation party tonight for 3 people. So that's why I was a little late, getting here. I came straight from Shadron and swung through the Bluffs area and just stopped on my way through and said hi and congratulated everybody and congratulated Cody for graduating again, I guess.
For walking.
Yeah, for walking.
For doing the 1-2 step.
They got him like a new tassel. They got him a new, like, they're actually sending him a different like graduation certificate.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so he'll have 2 of them.
There.
Yeah. And it's funny because I looked at the picture of all, they took a picture of all like the teaching section of all the teacher graduates or whatever. And Cody has like more honors than everybody else there.
Does that surprise you? It's fucking Cody.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me because he's like super, on top of everything he does and always has really good grades and is always in all these clubs and shit, So yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but it was like, I can't believe there wasn't like one brainiac in the group that was kind of like, with Cody as far as all the honors and stuff. No, I think he had a whole bunch, and there was like one gal that had like 2. That was it. I'm like, the teaching looks bright for the kids in the future.
Well, I don't think honors really tell you whether you're a good teacher or not. At all. Oh, well, you took part in a bunch of clubs? Yeah, I'm sure that makes you a better teacher. No, it doesn't do shit.
You get quite a few honors by, having really good grades.
And having really good grades doesn't make you a better teacher.
Right. I mean, true, but I mean, it worked out for Cody. He's got a lot of...
Well, sure, but there's a lot of things that matter more to being a teacher than getting decent grades.
Right. I don't know. I worry, I don't know this for sure, but I worry that, they kind of half-ass their way through college and just graduated, and they're going to half-ass teach kids, you know what I mean?
You're pretending like this is a new thing. Go look at any picture of any teaching section at any college ever, and this is how it looks. Most people aren't Cody.
Right, but I have an issue with that.
You shouldn't. Just because you go above and beyond to get good grades doesn't mean you'll be good at your job.
Right.
You should know that. That doesn't mean you're smarter than anybody sitting there. It just means, it doesn't even technically mean you worked harder. It just means you wanted more honors, which good for you. I'm happy for you. But like, let's think back to when you were in school. The actual smartest teachers there were always the worst teacher in the building.
Right.
Just because you know a lot doesn't mean you're good at things. Trust me, I know.
I don't know. I feel like teaching is a job that you should want to do, not just be there for a paycheck. You know, because I've seen, throughout my
Trust me, not
career,
a single person in the history of teaching is there for just a paycheck, because you earn more working at McDonald's. Not even kidding.
Well, I mean,
the average teacher salary in Wyoming is less than the average McDonald's worker. And you don't get benefits to teach until you get tenure.
Yes, you do. Like, literally, they have state retirement. The same retirement I have. In Wyoming, anyway. I don't know about other states, but
stop pretending like teaching some glorious job. They make no money. In the state of Wyoming, the average pay for teachers is below the fucking poverty line. Nobody is getting into teaching for just a paycheck.
Yeah, $90,000 is below poverty line right now.
Yeah, and the average teacher salary in Wyoming is like $35,000.
It's $45,000 actually, I think.
Oh, it went up a little. That's still nothing.
More than what I'm making.
Yeah, and in the summertime, you work 15 hours a week. Shut up.
All right. Same as teaching.
Except the summertime is when your job actually matters, which is odd.
Yeah. But
you work less time when your job matters, and when your job doesn't matter, you gotta be there 40 hours a week.
Right. I wouldn't mind being a teacher if I knew I could stand, students. I would be a bad teacher because I feel like I would get upset with kids pretty easily. But that's why I'm not a teacher. But I wouldn't mind being a teacher because I would have the school year, and then in the summertime I would go fight fires and just make, over $100,000 a year.
So go be a teacher then.
Because I don't want to go back to college. I did my college time, graduated, and...
You did college time. I don't know what I still don't understand your thought process just in life.
There wasn't one.
I've noticed.
Literally, my dad and Cody basically went, because I was going to fight. Like, for a full year, I was fighting in the Bluffs area and thought I was going to be a fighter, and then thought, you know what, I better go to college. So then, a year after I graduated from high school, I decided to go, kind of was on the fence about going to college, and Cody and my dad were like, well, let's just take you to the student orientation day, we'll see how you like it, what you think about it. So I go there. Well, I didn't know that Cody had signed me up for to get my associate's degree. It didn't matter, so that just basically signs you up for all the generals, and then you choose what, field technically you're in. So I show up, and I sit through the student orientation, which was like an hour long, and I come out, and here stands this guy named Stan, and he's in the welding program, but they're kind of chit-chatting, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go home, and I'll think about it, blah, blah, blah. And Stan goes, here's your schedule. You start Monday. And I'm like, huh? And so I started going to college, and apparently in the welding program. Because Stan, that was the first guy they talked to that was, what do you call the
I don't
teachers?
know.
Whatever. But he was the first guy that they talked to, and he's like, oh, well, if he doesn't know what to do, he should go into the welding program. There's always somebody that needs somebody that can melt metal together. Which is not wrong, but...
It's not wrong, but just because I need you to come melt some metal together and I'll give you some fucking $100 to come do it, that's not a real job. And I think people... assume that just because you can weld, you can easily get a job at somewhere that actually pays good, which is just obviously not how it works.
The thing about it is technically,
Oh,
if
then
you're
so
willing
you
to
just
go do the job. Like,
which is exactly the words I just said. I said around here it's so easy. No, because nowhere around here that pays good will hire you for just being a welder. Nobody cares. Because guess what?
Exactly. Yeah.
At these places where they need welders, they will hire you for every other reason and teach you how to weld.
Mm-hmm.
If your only skill when you get there is welding, you're useless. It's that simple.
Yeah. So you're like around here, you're better off just, buying yourself a shop and making it a welding shop, and then just advertising yourself as a person that can weld.
100%.
Because then you can charge, the typical $150 an hour to weld on some dude's equipment or whatever, and you make money that way. And then you're actually welding.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like, I could technically go to a bigger city, like Gillette or something like that, and work at the mines and make pretty good money welding. But I like this area.
But that's the thing about there. You could also just go to Gillette with a GED and go work in the oil field and make the same fucking money.
Right, yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where here, this state, a welding degree is the same as just not going to high school. It doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. Like, it looks pretty good on a resume.
Right, but when that's all you have on the resume, it means nothing. Nobody cares. Because there aren't jobs around here where the only thing you're going to do is weld.
Weld, yeah.
You need other skills.
True.
There are other places where welding is like the thing that matters. It's not here. And I'm specifically talking about here. I'm not saying getting a welding degree is bad. I'm saying if you are going to stay in this area, which was always his plan, welding was a bad choice. Lots of things were better choices.
Well, see, the thing about it is it was kind of, I didn't know what to do. Like, so it was just it was a fallback thing.
I would have started with only taking my generals the first year and just figuring it out later.
So I did the welding program because it looked really good in order to get me onto the power plant. That was my plan, was to go to the power plant. It wasn't so I could weld necessarily. It just looked really good on a resume, and it was the easiest course. Well, I wouldn't say the easiest, but for me it was pretty easy because I spent so much time welding. I actually got good at it, and after a while it was really easy to get my associate's degree. And that's all I was after, was the associate's degree, so I could qualify to work at the power plant, which I made it there twice. And the last time I had it made, and then this cool thing called COVID rolled around, and everybody panicked and laid everybody off, and then I never rehired, and so now I'm not working there.
Yeah.
I still weld every day at the job.
I still
I'm at
stand
now.
by, if he would have just listened to me in every way, he would have been better off. But he chose to get baited by Cody.
I don't know.
Well, and it's not even that. You could have went to an actual school where you could have just started by getting your associates, and then if you found something you cared about in the year or two that you were there, you could then go after whatever that was. Yeah. Because the weird thing is the community college that you ended up at, and I'm not saying that as like putting you down because community college it's a college. There are very few things where the name of your college matters, and so I don't care. It doesn't matter what name was on it. I just mean the community college you went to has weird requirements that don't let you just go do your associates. You have to pick a major and you have to take class, and that's stupid.
Yeah.
It's really dumb. Like, just let me take all the generals so I can figure it. Yeah. I still think asking 18-year-olds, hey, pick what you want to do for the rest of your life and spend a bunch of money to do it right now is dumb. Dude, if I went back and told you my plans from when I was 18, it's dumb. It never would have worked.
Mm-hmm. Well, I went into welding because the things I actually wanted to do were just unrealistic. Because I'm super into, paleontology and geology and all this stuff.
None of that's unrealistic. Just fucking do it. I'm sorry. You are sitting here today telling me, I don't know what you make per year, but you're saying it's less than what the $45,000 we agreed teachers make every year, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me look. how much money does a paleontologist make?
Right, but that's not the point.
No, it is the point. You're saying it's unrealistic when the average is double what you make now.
What I was getting at is it's almost impossible to actually get a job as a paleontologist that will actually pay you. Like, it's really hard. Like,
how's your job as specifically a welder going?
Well, if I wanted to, I'd go to Texas right now and make over $100,000, but I don't want to leave the area.
But again, if you wanted to, you could have gotten the degree you wanted in the thing you want. You're pretending it's unrealistic when no, it's the same as the argument for the degree you have now. You just would have had to go somewhere. If you wanted to stay here, the answer was don't go to college and just go do nothing.
I also didn't have the money to pay for 6 years of college either. So, as most people don't, and I didn't want to take a loan out to do it. So,
no, then you should have got a better guidance counselor in high school who cared.
Well, I was unfortunately not, able to do that. So yeah. I did what I had. I worked with what I had, and this is where I ended up. I got an associate's degree in welding. Technically it's applied technical science. It's not technically welding. So I have a science, thing, and could have technically went to a 4-year college and continued that and ended up as a geologist or a paleontologist or even astrology. I'm into all that also. I like space and the idea of the unknown and stuff. But
yeah.
I don't know. I just, in the moment, as a young dumb kid, thought that welding was probably the easiest path to getting an associate's degree, so I could work the power plant. That was my whole goal right there. Obviously, that didn't work out. But it doesn't mean it can't help me in the future.
But I also I stand by this whole idea of I need to do this thing because it's more realistic is just bad thought process.
Well,
that's the jump.
That's understandable coming from, what you do for a living.
Well, yeah, but I also just think the only thing unrealistic is that you listen to other people who didn't choose to do anything with their life, and you're just trusting that them being depressed because they chose to do nothing with their life means going after what you want is unrealistic. The most realistic thing you can do is go after the thing you actually care about, because it's the only thing you're going to actually put the effort in to be any good at and to make it a thing. Do you think I'm putting in the same effort for a regular desk job as I do for content?
No.
Not even a fraction. Dude, okay, let me just go over last night. The Infinite Warfare video that I put out today. That big 33-minute retrospective on Infinite Warfare.
I watched it.
Yeah. I think this is a sick video. I wrote the original script for that on, I want to say Monday or Tuesday. Last night when I started recording the original script, I got about halfway through it and went, oh, this is fucking garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I rewrote the entire 6-page script. All of it. And then I edited it, recorded it, got all the gameplay footage, put it all together, made what turned into, I think, one of my best videos, but that's just me.
What time did you get to bed this morning?
9 a.m.
Yeah, I figured.
Which was tough.
You texted me at 8:30.
I did.
And I'm like, bro, why are you still awake?
Because I had to finish that video. It was important.
Well, I didn't see your tweet until noon, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I had been cooking. But yeah, I didn't have to rewrite the script, but I didn't like the way it came off the first. But I'm not putting in that much effort. I'm not pulling an all-nighter to fix some shit for some shitty office job that I don't care about. Is that a more realistic job than what I do? Sure. But is it? Because it's never going to matter. I'm never going to care. I'm never going to feel fulfilled in life. And maybe I won't doing this either, because maybe I never get to the point that I want to be at. But I'd rather die striving for what I want than settling for something less than.
Right. Yeah.
So I know my mindset is skewed, but I also know you are in a lot of ways in the same position I am. In the you have the place to fall back to when you go try that thing. And I think that's what's always bugged me. I get sometimes, like, when you have nothing, sometimes taking the big swing is a lot scarier because that fall is a lot farther and a lot harder.
Right.
But
yeah.
in our positions, it's not. So I personally have never understood the I'm going to take the safe bet thing.
Right.
That's just me, though.
Yeah.
That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Well, this got derailed very fast.
Yeah, we should probably move on to the other 3 topics we're supposed to get onto after 40 minutes of ranting about something else that we weren't even going to talk about.
True. This just was there anything else funny you wanted to talk about? Were there multiple funny stories?
No.
You only talked about the Cody. Okay. I thought you said multiple things, but I just wanted to double check. So let's start with Tarkov. So, that's a good start.
There you go.
Take Two. Actually, no, this is Battle State Games, not Take Two. Take Two is a whole different company. No, Escape from Tarkov developer Battle State Games has been called shameless and tone deaf over its response to controversy caused by a $250 expansion, with fans and even its esports associates calling out the studio. So the community behind Escape from Tarkov, a hardcore, realistic online first-person shooter, currently in beta, though it's been in beta since 2017.
Right.
Fans erupted on April 26th after Battlestate announced the $250 Unheard Edition upgrade, which added an exclusive PvE mode amid other extras, and notably wasn't deemed as downloadable content by the developer, meaning those who had bought the $150 Edge of Darkness edition of Escape from Tarkov, which came with a season pass that said free access to all subsequent DLCs, but it wouldn't obtain this new content without another $250. They just totally said fuck you to the people who actually are paying them an insane amount of money. But it's funny, they described their, like, well, a DLC is major content that changes the game. You don't think adding an entire new mode and new maps and shit isn't DLC? What are you talking about? So they just said fuck you to all the people who bought Edge of Darkness, which, based on the backlash, was a lot of people. Obviously.
Yeah.
Many players therefore deemed the Unheard Edition unacceptable, pay to win, disrespectful, and more. So what I heard, and this is, I've never played Tarkov, so you got to take what I'm saying right now with a bit of a grain of salt, because I'm just going off hearsay, and I know that, but I trust the people.
I played it a little bit,
but
not much.
I'm just going off hearsay, but the people I heard it from are people I trust, so I get it. But apparently, when you have the Unheard Edition of the game, so the game is very realistic. If you die, you lose all of the equipment you took into that mission with you.
Mm-hmm.
In the Unheard Edition, you don't. In this PvE mode. So you don't lose all of it. You also have more slots to pick up stuff in the PvE mode. So, like, more pockets or whatever. And all of the stuff from PvE is then transferable over to multiplayer. So you can just go into PvE, get all of the cool shit, and then go into multiplayer. So it is actually pay to win. Like,
yeah,
by
fuck
definition,
all the other guys that
yep.
can't afford to buy it.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, it's actually ridiculous.
How did they not, like, look at this and go, somebody might have a problem with this?
No, they looked at it and knew. There's a interview from 2016, back when Battlestate just did mobile games, where, so first of all, funnily enough, Battlestate is a Russian company.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this was translated from Russian, so the translation could be off. I'd get it. But the head of Battlestate was talking about how when cheaters are, he had an epiphany that cheaters are great for games. Because when players are uncomfortable and angry, that makes them more willing to donate. And by donate, he means buy these more expensive editions of the game to try to give themselves a leg up. If cheaters are around, it makes people more willing to pay to win. They've always apparently been a money-hungry, shitty studio, and we just didn't know until now.
Huh.
Which is just incredible.
So, in other words, go look at Gray Zone. It's better than Tarkov.
Yeah, that has been a big thing. Now immense backlash has arisen in response to the developer's official comment on the matter, which was seemingly intended to rectify the situation. Nick Buyanov, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Battlestate COO and studio head, posted on Reddit to announce owners of the Edge of Darkness edition would get access to the mode upon Escape from Tarkov's full launch.
Yeah!
Whenever that is. Someday, I guess. So while it's still in beta, though, they won't get access. It's just when it goes to full launch, which is an arbitrary number that Battlestate gets to decide because it's been fully launched for years now.
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't yet because of server capacity issues, I guess. Players would have the opportunity to test this mode by purchasing the Unheard edition of the game. So pay another $250 to be a test subject. But they did announce a 50% discount for owners of the Edge of Darkness edition. These players, therefore, would be paying $275 in total for access to all of the content that new players can just get for $250, I guess. Still got to rip you off. That's important. Another Reddit post came from Buyanov after this one. Didn't go well. And he said, I would like to say that I am very sorry that fans and the game community in general are experiencing these feelings. This wording further upset many Escape from Tarkov players.
No shit. That's not our problem you're feeling this way. Jeez.
Yeah, a bunch of people called it a fake apology and said, I'm sorry you feel this way does not equal I'm sorry I betrayed you. That's incredible. Buyanov said that the reaction, which he did not foresee,
really
will affect future decisions, and announced a handful of other changes to these editions. PvE now will be made official to all of those who own the Edge of Darkness edition, but only in waves because of server capacity issues, though it's unclear how far apart these waves will come. He also promised to balance the items and perks in this edition, but provide more to those who already bought it for $250. And said Battlestate would continue to work on other patches and content for Escape from Tarkov, among other things. Thank you for your time, love, and hate, and thank you for your increased attention to the current situation. Then it got worse. One of the additions to the Unheard edition is the ability to call in. I gotta see what it's called. So now, apparently, in multiplayer and offline, there's something they're calling the Legacy device that will allow me, if I'm in the middle of a Tarkov match and you jump in the Discord call and want to play Tarkov, in the middle of the match, I can call you in as a reinforcement. That's never been a thing before, but okay. Also, isn't the entire point of Tarkov that you are stranded with no ability to call anything in from the outside? Isn't that like the whole point? Isn't that the premise of the game? Right, are you just making Modern Warfare now? But again, as I said, it got worse. Because there's another thing that you're able to call in, but only if you buy the $250 edition. I gotta figure out what they called it real quick.
Yeah, it couldn't be the escape in an Escape from Tarkov.
No, it's not that, because this is new. And
right,
this is
just what
no,
Ambush said.
No, yeah, no, I get you. I'm hoping that continuing to read this article will show me the thing I'm talking about. They're adding an armored vehicle that you can call in, but I don't know what they're calling it. Yeah, because in this thing where you can't call for help, they're adding a way for you to call for help twice.
Huh.
But only if you pay $250. Because we still got to make it pay to win. So I got to continue on here. The Backlash took a step further when Evasion GG, the first Escape from Tarkov esports team and a host of more than 200 tournaments for the game, posted on Twitter to claim Battlestate is a bad company to work with as a result of control issues, blatant nepotism, and more. We've produced over 200 Tarkov shows, but if you've wondered why we haven't been as active as we once were, it's because we will not be railroaded into doing events that we don't believe in, Evasion said. What happened to the Tarkov community over the past week is what's been happening to us for the last 2 years dealing with Battlestate. Promises not kept, gaslighting, event cancellations, control issues, blatant nepotism, all while wasting our time, money, and efforts. This year we found out how terribly they've been treating the smaller event orgs as well. Now this treatment spread to the player base. We've held back sharing this information, but seeing how the community was treated as a whole recently was too much. We will not create Tarkov events until we see things truly change.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like me. Tarkov needs to not exist anymore.
Yeah, and that's what people are agreeing with.
I'm glad I didn't really get into it, so...
Yeah, me too.
Because I would have been extra pissed if I'd have got into it, actually spent money on the game, and then got fucked over like this. I would be... I can see why the community is extremely pissed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is some, like, royal bullshit. This is some, like, government shit.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay. Oh, yeah. You get the enhanced stash size for the Unheard edition, which truly makes it pay to win even just then. But still, needing a $150 version of the game to get what should be base content. I'm sorry, PvE should be free.
Rip to your friend, Ambush. Rip to your friend.
That's tough. That's tough. That's so tough. I hope my friend.
Well, I guess I can create some space by going in and deleting Tarkov because I think I still have it downloaded.
Let's go. We can get him to re-download Star Wars: The Old Republic, and then we just got to convince him to pay for it again. Well, you never paid for it because The Old Republic never did the thing where you could buy the game. It was always free, and then you have to pay monthly for it eventually because it's like a live service game. It's one of the few games where I'm like kind of okay with that being how it works.
Right.
Live service games are very different. When it's an always online, massive multiplayer RPG, I know how much work it takes to keep those servers active, so I get it, and I'm more okay, especially since it's like $5, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And you still get a bunch of like stuff for it. You get a bunch of in-game currency and stuff. Yeah, it's nice. They handle it well. World of Warcraft does the same thing. It's just kind of how MMOs work. But yeah, so Tarkov died. And then Helldivers 2 is over, bud. It's Jover. It's atrocious. Okay. So I bookmarked a bunch of tweets so I could...
They were doing so good, though.
Yeah, and I know technically Sony fucked this up, but the response by the Helldivers team was suboptimal. Let me find the original tweet from Pirate Software, because I like Pirate Software. I trust them. So apparently, yesterday, there is suddenly a rule for Helldivers where to play the game on PC, you have to link a PlayStation Network account now. You have to. And apparently they claim that's been a rule this entire time, but it just wasn't enforced. And therefore, not a rule. If you do not enforce it at all, it is not a rule. That is how this goes. But this statement came out. Attention Helldivers, due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to a PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding the values of safety and security provided on PlayStation and PlayStation Studios games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type of behavior. It also allows those players that have been banned the right to appeal. As such, as of May 6th, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will start to see mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have a linked Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. Now, this doesn't sound that bad. Lots of games require you to have an account through some other platform. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, except for this wasn't a requirement from the beginning. If it had been, that's a whole different argument. And the reason I say it wasn't a requirement from the beginning is Pirate Software actually went back on May the 3rd version of everything. Where the frequently asked questions for Escape from Tarkov on PC, on Steam, one of them, do I have to sign into PlayStation Network to play a PlayStation game on PC? Signing into PSN is optional when playing a PlayStation game on PC. Then on May the 4th, they changed it to some games may require you to sign in and link the account for PSN. They changed it after the uproar. But that's not even the worst part.
Oh, God.
Because for all the people that I know are just saying, just make a PSN account, bro. If you've been playing Helldivers and you do not live in one of the 69 countries where it is in more than half of the world, you are not able to make a PlayStation account. Like, actually. And PlayStation's rules are if you pick a country that's not your own when making your PlayStation account, you will be banned. And therefore, your Steam account will be banned and you will never be able to play Helldivers 2 again. So people who do not live in certain countries now can just no longer play the game because they have to have a PlayStation Network account. And PlayStation is now trying to tell people to sign up using the country nearest them, even though it's against their terms of service and will lead you to getting banned. So suddenly, Escape from Tarkov, Helldivers went from being one of the highest reviewed games on Steam to now it went from very positive to mostly negative review-wise. Everybody hates it. People are getting refunds on Steam after hundreds of hours of gameplay. Because legally, this is bad, and Steam knows that. So you have to make your case you have to submit for a refund. They deny it, then you resubmit and just say, yeah, they're changing the way it works, and I legally have to, a bunch of bullshit, and then Steam just gives you your money back. So then, it got worse. The community managers, which I don't think community managers know what that title means. I think they mean they actually manage the community as if they're the community's boss. Mm-hmm. Like the community is some sort of property. No, your job is to play damage control. You didn't really do great at that. Because it started with one of their community managers. It's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account that takes a couple minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and password, then forget about it, change your Steam review, and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters, is what he said in the community Discord server.
Oh, so in other words, saying yeah, you guys don't matter to
fuck your
us.
complaint, we don't care, is how that started. And then
Ooh.
there's even more to that. It got worse, but now I can't find it. Did somebody delete the tweets? They might have, which is funny. Oh, god damn it. Hold on. I lost it. Well, it's just not here, which is hilarious. I think the tweet got deleted, which is interesting. He ended up apologizing later because he was completely unaware of the things people were complaining about, which means he took no time to read. But yeah, every one of their community managers just doubled down, calling people lazy because they didn't want to break Sony's TOS, which I think is interesting. But yeah, I know this doesn't sound like a bad thing, like that bad. You just gotta. It's just the way they handled it and pretended their entire community was pieces of shit for not wanting to, because you changed the requirements randomly,
Right.
which is not a thing you should be able to do. You're not Darth Vader. I altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Fuck you. You're not Vader.
Right.
So it is not great. But
Jedi has arrived.
Sony's been caught lying about all of it. God, it's worse than I thought. It's so bad. Then gamers definitely didn't make it better by by attacking all of the community managers for a bunch of dumb shit. But welcome to gamers. They're just dumb half the time. But also, when they're angry, hell hath no fury like a gamer scorned, let me tell you.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah. Helldivers is now mostly negative reviews, and
like you had it made. Like you guys made it.
And this is
and
one
all
of those
you had
things
to do is
Sony
all you
had
to do
to know this would
not
be.
fuck it up.
And I know this is an
And-
order that came from Sony. Sony had to know how this would look. They had to.
That's my thing. Like, there's no way you could sit there and just be, oh, well, we had no idea.
See, like Tarkov, at least they're admitting, we knew what was going to happen. We just think you're dumb enough to pay us more money. At least they're saying the quiet part out loud. Sony's going to try to pretend like they didn't know.
Yeah, bullshit.
I know saying the quiet part out loud isn't always a good thing, but I'd rather you just be truthful that you think I'm dumb and should give you money than, like, you know, I think that's better. May the 4th be with you, Jedi. Well, the game itself is still good. There's just a lot of issues. And I know Sony's most of the problem, but, like, fuck. This isn't the way to do it. I'm gonna see if there's any updates, because this was all before I went to bed. I'm gonna just check Pirate Software. That guy knows ball.
I'll show you ball.
Hot, do it.
Someday.
Oh, so what's going on the Reddit? What's popular in the last day? Top today. Apparently it was like all a Sony issue, but still, as the developer, you have some pull here, and you should have pulled a little bit. And then, I don't know, not have your community managers be jackasses about it, I think is the bigger issue. But yeah, I don't I don't know, man. It's all bad, which is fun. So Tarkov and Helldivers are dead. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And then we have, weirdly, one of the greatest moments in history, at least in rap history when it comes to beef, which is weird because one of the dudes in the beef isn't even a rapper. Even less so than MGK, because at least MGK has written his own song one time. Drake and Kendrick Lamar are going at it, which is pretty funny, because Kendrick's like the GOAT, and Drake is just a singer with a bunch of ghostwriters, and you can tell. And Kendrick may or may not have murdered a man, and that man's name was Drake, and it's incredible. Oh, dude. So I don't know how this started. I need to do some research, but I found an article written today. I don't know if I'd call it a lyrical death match because Kendrick Lamar is just beating his dead body at this point. But hey, that's all good. I just want to see what the hell happened. I don't care that they used to be cool. They've been on each other's albums and shit before. They've worked together before, which is how it works. You're not going to have beef with somebody you don't know. That's just not how it works. How did this new shit start is all I care about. Oh, Drake and J. Cole did a song together called First Person Shooter. Okay. What? Oh. Basically, Drake tried to call himself the hardest MC, which is not ideal because Drake's not a rapper. Hold on. Say words for a minute.
Oh, God. He always does this to me. Leaves me to entertain, and I'm not very entertaining.
Were they good words?
No, well, I was just explaining that you always do this to me, leave me to entertain, and I'm not very entertaining.
No, it didn't, Ambush. It started with Drake and J. Cole on First Person Shooter in October. Because that was the We the Big Three thing. Because then came the fuck the Big Three. It's just Big Me. And all I see are edits of that with LeBron James, and I love it. Because it just shows, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And it's just, man, fuck the Big Three. And then it cuts to LeBron, and it's just Big Me. And it's great, because good times. And then they got KD to make it a Big Four, just to beat up on an old man, and that was pretty rude.
This world's ruthless,
Yeah. How many times do I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Wonder's the better podcast host. I don't know about that, Jedi.
Definitely not that.
Well, and apparently there had been a bunch of shots fired between the two before this, but this whole thing started in October with Drake and J. Cole on First Person Shooter. What was the exact line? Oh, apparently it all happened because of J. Cole, which is hilarious. Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey, or me? We the Big Three, like we started a league. Right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. Cole, you deserve to be in this conversation, but why did you mention Drake? I don't understand. That's the part I don't... I'm not saying Drake's a bad artist. I don't like any of his music, but he's not a rapper.
Like that old Kit Kat commercial. We're both just a rapper.
Well, J. Cole's minding his own business now. So Kendrick then had his feature on Like That, where he fired some shots at Drake.
Yeah.
Which,
I'm a rapper.
Yeah, okay.
I wrap things at Christmas. Like boxes. And
so then Drake released a diss. And then Drake released another diss. He had to go 2 times because the first one didn't even make Kendrick wake up. He was good. Then April 30th, Kendrick Lamar drops a 6-minute long diss track titled Euphoria, which was pretty good. But people seem to have an argument about who was better. Wonder Weapon, 21 Savage. There you go. It was a good song. Euphoria was good, but a lot of people were trying to pretend Drake was doing things. So then Kendrick dropped another diss titled 616 in LA. Less than 72 hours after Euphoria. Drake had like a month in between songs. Kendrick, less than 24 hours. He's just cooking. And this one, if people thought was insane. So he also, what's up? Oh, who here's seen all 220 episodes of the podcast? Have you seen all the ones you're not in?
Uh-huh.
Oh, sick.
Yep.
Because I was going to say, you experienced the ones you were in, so that's its own thing. Oh, Ambush has missed a few episodes. Good thing they're available on all podcast streaming platforms. Literally, all of them. You can go to iHeartRadio and find the Scuffed Ass podcast right now.
It's amazing because you could go all the way back to the first episode and just watch us mature.
Oh, dude, yeah.
This is how long we've been doing this shit.
We look so different now. It's wild.
Like, and the recording quality.
Oh yeah,
it's changed a lot.
Yeah. But so Drake has always had this thing where he's paranoid about the people close to him being like rats all the time. And Kendrick basically revealed in 616 LA that, yeah, he has an OVO boss that's Drake's studio that's a mole dishing out dirt on him to Kendrick.
I know you have
one of the covers for one of the songs is a picture from inside Drake's house. That's how nuts it is.
Oh
Kendrick's
God.
got somebody in Drake's house. Fucking.
That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, no. Yeah, have you ever thought OVO was working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. That's fucked. But I love it. It's incredible. Drake then released another diss yesterday called Family Matters, which was something. He basically tries to call Kendrick an abuser, and that's about what he had. I don't know. It was. So then Kendrick today released Meet the Grams, which arrived minutes after Family Matters. Like less than 10 minutes, he had another song up. Drake released a song. Kendrick didn't even listen to it, and he released it with an entire verse just being like, I know every line you're about to say. Bro pulled an Eminem from 8 Mile. I know everything you're about to use against me, dog.
I will definitely not be anybody in a freestyle match because I cannot
True.
rap. I am the whitest of all white guys when it comes to rapping.
Kendrick calls out Drake for being a deadbeat father and alleges Drake is hiding another child. Doesn't want the world to know about it, which is funny. You lied about your son, you lied about your daughter, you lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come, which is tough. That's a good line. Fuck a rap battle. There's a lifelong battle with yourself. That's a good line. I like that one. That's bars. And then Drake didn't even respond yet, and Kendrick dropped another song today. Bro has the most beef of anybody in history, and I love it. Bro is the world's biggest hater, and I am so here for it. Some of the lines in this song are so goddamn funny.
That's what happens when you get a petty person that can rap.
I think it's cyberbullying at this point, but it's awesome.
We don't condone bullying in any way, shape, or form unless it's between rappers.
Using Drake's
or WWE.
Yeah, using Drake's song lines not song lines, song titles is insane. Yeah, Drake, the family matters, and the truth of the matter is it was God's plan to show y'all he's the liar is incredible. That's not even the best one, though. So basically, Kendrick Lamar just calls Drake a pedophile and says he has proof about it.
Oh my God.
Certified lover boy, more like certified pedophile, is just an insane line. The best one, though, best line, I died when I heard it. I gotta find it. Hold on. I got distracted right afterwards with the Timberwolves winning a game, but
you definitely would not want Kendrick and COD lobbies.
Oh God, no. I said, okay, I'm learning how young and dumb the internet is, because I said after all this, it would never happen because Kendrick and M have no beef. But Kendrick versus Eminem in a battle like this would go so hard. And a bunch of people, nah, M would get cooked. He ain't even that good. It's like, I don't think you realize the reason Eminem is where he's at is because he was a battle rapper that was better than everybody. Like, this is literally what Eminem was born for. What happened? But no, the line, trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor, is
oh my God,
so good. No, dude, there's no coming back from this. Just you're done. You're done.
You need to bow out, man.
I don't know if M would destroy Kendrick, but it'd be a time. People think this is going crazy, bro. Shit.
I was gonna say, between Eminem and Kendrick, it'd probably end up as like a hitman.
Oh, Drake's already kind of talked like that's gonna be a thing, and it's like, yeah, dude, you can kill Kendrick, but he still already beat you.
Right? Yeah. You would basically just then make him a legend or a martyr. So
yeah, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either. So
yeah, no, I'm scrolling back. I want to see more fun lines. That's just the thing. Is just line after line is incredible. But yeah, a bunch of people are just like, yeah, talked to Kendrick last night. He's nowhere near done. I think dude's just gonna keep releasing shit. He doesn't care. Drake will tap out and he'll just be releasing shit for another 10 years.
He's just gonna bury this guy.
Yeah, bro took one shot Kendrick didn't like, and he's like, all right, time to hit you with a fucking A10. There ain't gonna be nothing left.
Time to bring out the nukes.
It's a kill shot, dog.
It's like touching boats, the United States boats. Don't do that. They will release the sun.
But it's insane. I also just love this tweet. If the allegations are all true, Kendrick Lamar is an abuser, Drake's a pedophile, J. Cole's transphobic, and Eminem is white. Shit's tragic. It's so good. It's insane. It's so much fun. And just seeing people react to it on the internet. I wish I could show you the song, but I'm not willing to get the podcast taken down for that. I'll show Wonder end of the stream afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go listen to all of them. I don't care, but for the podcast, I just have to pull references. I can't play any of the music, which is tough.
Right.
But oh yeah, the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets today.
Yeah, I heard.
I've been a bully about it all day.
Timberwolves are good, man.
Yeah, I'm not used to having a sports team that's good. And Anthony Edwards might just be Michael Jordan's kid. Like, somebody took a picture of both of them and slapped them together. It's just the same face. Just the same guy.
Maybe it's Michael Jordan just...
Hey, Michael, all I'm saying is Michael Jordan had a game in Atlanta 9.5 months before Anthony Edwards was born. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Coincidence? I think not.
It's the same thing as with Jimmy Butler, the whole Jimmy Butler thing. Well, Jimmy might be Jordan's kid because Jordan had an entire series in that place. And, like, the thing with Jimmy, though, his is even worse because, like, his mom always said his dad would never be around and he'd never know who it was because she was getting paid by his dad to never let anybody know. But then the payment stopped coming and she kicked Jimmy out. That, I don't know. There's a lot of things. Maybe Jordan just has multiple kids and they're all in the NBA being awesome.
Probably.
Which would be fucking cool. But yeah, Anthony Edwards is
the
just
Nuggets
nuts.
are out, huh?
Not yet. It's 7-game series, but game one, game one, Timberwolves won 106-99 in Denver.
Yeah.
They made a statement. And finally, I get to crown Anthony Edwards as the best player in basketball, and I'm just going to keep making fun of the fact that Nikola Jokic has said he doesn't care about basketball and doesn't actually work that hard. Because it's like, yeah, you could tell at the end of the game when Jokic could barely walk and Ant was still driving to the hoop every play. One of these guys is built for this. Though. Well, yeah, but...
Because imagine if he did try.
Yeah, well, he doesn't, so we don't have to worry about that. He just wants to go home to his horses, and Ant's going to send him home early. It's fine.
He already won one. He don't give a shit.
Oh, we're winning all 4. No, watching...
I'm talking about, like, last year.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
He won. He don't care.
Philly choke artist? Nah, it's just Joel Embiid choke artist. Joel Embiid last night... You look at it and you go, he had 39. How did he choke? He had 2 in the fourth quarter. When the game mattered, he stopped being there. Then you got Anthony Edwards and Naz Reid, who combined for like 32 in the fourth quarter against the Nuggets. Naz Reid didn't have a point until the fourth quarter. Then he's like, right, basketball. I got it. It's good times. It's good times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to know if Drake even tries again or if he just gives up.
Who knows?
It's tough. I don't know what you do in that situation, though. But it's incredible.
I watch basketball, so
you should.
My dad loves it, though.
Next time the Timberwolves play, you should watch.
I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces, but I've never actually like sat down.
No, I'm just saying you should watch. Just see what Anthony Edwards is.
Yeah,
it's different. I'm so mad we didn't go see Star Wars today, though.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a thing. So
I don't know how. I've definitely talked to you about it. I've tweeted about it a bunch because it's the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I just didn't know it was supposed to be a thing this weekend.
Well, but it's Star Wars Day.
I know.
Oh, so
But
what are you doing tomorrow, though? I guess
playing Star Wars, probably.
not anymore. Let's go watch Phantom
Why?
Menace.
I just watched it though, like 3 days
Yeah,
ago.
but not in theaters. You've still never seen it in theaters. That's what matters.
No, I did not have any money on the Derby. I did watch it though. I heard it was a pretty good race.
Bro won't watch basketball because it's boring, but he'll watch horses running in oval.
Well, that's just because it was like on in front of me. That's not like I went, I'm gonna watch the Kentucky Derby today. No, it was just there, and I was like, oh,
Dude, I think this is hilarious. Drake keeps responding just in like tweets and Instagram posts about all this stuff. He's denying having a daughter, but he refuses to deny that he's a pedo, and I don't understand. He just doesn't even want to try. He's just given up on that, apparently.
I feel like that would be more important than that. I don't have a daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, God.
Huh.
Ridiculous. Horses are cool. I mean, watching them run around in a circle isn't that cool, though.
Ask my girlfriend. It's the coolest thing in the world. She loves horses though, so there's that.
Well, your girlfriend's something.
Yeah.
I did see something awful from today's Nuggets Timberwolves game, though. Anthony Edwards had a dunk, and then as he was running back on defense, he stared down one of the Nuggets. He got a technical foul for taunting. Karl Anthony Towns didn't commit a foul, but got called for it trying to block somebody. That dude's laying on the ground, staring at him, laughing, and doing this, doesn't get a foul called. It's like, how is staring you down taunting, but actually taunting isn't taunting? I don't understand.
Another episode of Referees Suck.
True. Issue is Anthony Edwards just better. Nothing you can do. He just better. All right. I don't know if there's anything left.
I'm all out. I feel like it was a productive podcast.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty decent episode. You have gummy bears and I don't? True. I don't have any gummy bears. Wonder's a gummy bear.
I'm a gummy bear.
There it is. Well, I guess that'll do it for this episode of whatever the fuck this show's called. Sometimes
the
I forget.
Podcast of the Scuff.
I got scuffs on my shoes. That's all I know.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess that'll do it for us. So thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.